Hey IELTS aspirants. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you two 40+ keywords, including synonyms, antonyms, and example sentences. So why should you pay attention to antonyms? Well, mastering antonyms is especially important for tasks that involve comparison and contrast, which you'll face in multiple IELTS sections. Whether it's in writing, speaking, or listening, being able to use opposites effectively will help elevate your language skills and improve clarity. The antonyms will help you to express both sides of an argument or contrasting ideas with varied vocabulary. I hope you find this helpful in boosting your IELTS score. Let's get started right away.
Abundant, plentiful, scarce. Water resources are often scarce in arid regions. Wildlife is becoming scarce in urban areas due to habitat destruction. Accept, approve, reject. The committee decided to reject the proposal due to insufficient evidence. Students must learn to accept constructive criticism and reject harmful practices. Accurate, precise, inaccurate. Inaccurate data can lead to misleading conclusions in a research study. Ensuring accurate measurements is crucial, while inaccurate ones can compromise the results. Ancient, old, modern. Modern technology has revolutionized the way we conduct scientific research. Ancient traditions often contrast sharply with modern lifestyles, reflecting cultural changes over time. Artificial, synthetic, natural. Natural remedies are often preferred over artificial ones for their lack of side effects. Artificial intelligence is evolving to better understand and replicate natural human interactions. Beneficial, advantageous, detrimental. Smoking is detrimental to health and can lead to serious illnesses. The misuse of antibiotics can be detrimental, leading to resistance and less effective treatments. Broad, wide, narrow. The narrow corridor made it difficult to move the equipment into the lab. The study had to narrow its focus due to time constraints, limiting the breadth of analysis. Complex, complicated, simple. The solution to the problem was surprisingly simple and effective. Simplifying the research process can lead to more efficient outcomes. Construct, build, demolish. The decision to demolish the old building faced opposition from the community. Constructing new infrastructure often requires the demolition of old structures. Consistent, steady, inconsistent. Inconsistent results can undermine the reliability of a scientific study. Consistent data is essential to draw valid conclusions, while inconsistent data requires further scrutiny. Convenient, handy, inconvenient. The new schedule was inconvenient for many students and staff members. Inconvenient timing can reduce participation in events and activities. Converge, unite, diverge. Their ideas began to diverge, leading to different approaches to the project. The paths of the two researchers diverged, leading them to pursue different career paths. Convex, bulging, concave. The concave lens helped to correct the vision impairment effectively. The design utilized concave structures to enhance the building's aesthetic appeal. Create, generate, destroy. The hurricane had the power to destroy entire coastal communities. Efforts to destroy harmful bacteria often involve the use of antibiotics. Defend, protect, attack. The researchers were quick to defend their findings against criticism. The country's policy is to defend its borders but not to attack others. Diminish, decrease, increase. The university aims to increase enrollment by offering more scholarships. The government plans to increase funding for educational programs significantly. Diversity, variety, uniformity. Uniformity in teaching methods can overlook the diverse needs of students. While uniformity has its benefits, it can stifle creativity and innovation. Efficient, productive, inefficient. The outdated system was inefficient, leading to frequent delays and errors. The study aimed to identify and eliminate inefficient practices in the organization. Encourage, support, discourage. negative feedback can discourage students from pursuing their interests. Frequent setbacks can discourage researchers from continuing their work. Exaggerate, overstate, understate. It is important not to understate the significance of the findings in your report. Understating the risks involved can lead to a lack of proper precautionary measures. Flexible, adaptable, rigid. The rigid curriculum did not allow for much creativity or individual exploration. The schedule was too rigid, making it difficult to accommodate unexpected changes. Flourish, thrive, decline. Without proper funding, the quality of education in public schools may decline. A decline in economic conditions can lead to increased unemployment rates. Gloomy, dreary, cheerful. Despite the gloomy weather, the students remain cheerful and energetic. The cheerful atmosphere of the festival lifted everyone's spirits. Gradual, progressive, sudden. The sudden change in policy caught everyone off guard. A sudden rise in temperature can have devastating effects on ecosystems. Harmony, accord, discord. Political discord can impede the progress of crucial reforms. The discord between management and staff led to a strike. Humble, modest, arrogant. His arrogant remarks offended many of his peers. Despite his achievements, he remained arrogant and dismissive of others. Incline, tend, decline. The decline in student enrollment raised concerns about the program's future. There has been a noticeable decline in the quality of services offered. Inclusive, comprehensive, exclusive. Exclusive policies can lead to discrimination and social tension. Creating exclusive spaces can prevent diversity and inclusion. Innovative, novel, traditional. Traditional teaching methods often fail to engage modern students. Relying solely on traditional approaches can hinder innovation and growth. Intentional, deliberate, accidental. Accidental discoveries have led to some of the most significant scientific breakthroughs. Accidental errors in data entry can compromise the validity of research. Luminous, radiant, dull. The dull lighting made it difficult to read the text. Wearing dull colors often fails to capture attention in a presentation. Merit, value, demerit. The proposal's demerits included high costs and potential environmental impacts. Students are often evaluated based on both merits and demerits. Meticulous, thorough, careless. Careless mistakes can lead to significant financial losses. Avoiding careless errors is crucial in scientific research. Optimistic, positive, pessimistic. A pessimistic outlook can hinder progress and innovation. Her pessimistic attitude made it difficult for the team to stay motivated. Peaceful, serene, turbulent. The turbulent political climate has led to widespread unrest. The turbulent history of the region has left deep scars on its people. Polite, courteous, rude. Rude behavior in a professional setting can harm relationships. It is important to remain polite during academic discussions, even when there are disagreements. Profound, deep, superficial. Superficial analysis often misses the underlying causes of problems. Making superficial changes does not address the root of the issues. Prosperity, wealth, poverty. Addressing the root causes of poverty is essential for achieving long-term social stability. Efforts to reduce poverty can lead to overall national prosperity. Rational, logical, irrational. Irrational fears can hinder progress and prevent necessary changes. Making decisions based on irrational assumptions can lead to failure. Relevant, pertinent, irrelevant. Including irrelevant information can detract from the main argument. It is important to focus on relevant points in your essay to maintain clarity and coherence. Reliable, dependable, unreliable. unreliable sources can undermine the credibility of your research. Using unreliable data can lead to incorrect conclusions in your study. Sensible, wise, foolish, ignoring expert advice is considered foolish and risky. Making foolish investments without proper research can be detrimental. Sincere, genuine, insincere. Insincere compliments can be easily detected and may damage trust. Sincerity in communication is crucial for building strong professional relationships, unlike insincere gestures that erode trust. Specific, detailed, general statements lack the detail needed for thorough analysis. Providing general guidelines is important, but specific details are necessary for clarity. Stability, balance, instability. Political instability can deter foreign investment and hinder economic growth. Maintaining economic stability is crucial for national prosperity and growth. Substantial, significant, insignificant. The error in the data was deemed insignificant and did not affect the overall results of the study. Small, insignificant changes often accumulate and lead to larger consequences over time. Support, assist, oppose. Some faculty members oppose the new curriculum changes. Garnering support for environmental sustainability can drive meaningful change, whereas opposition may slow progress. Temporary, brief, permanent. Permanent employment provides job security, unlike temporary positions that are often unstable. The temporary suspension of classes due to the pandemic led to the adoption of permanent online education solutions. Transparent, clear, opaque. The opaque nature of the decision-making process caused confusion and distrust among the staff. Clear and transparent communication is key to effective management, whereas opaque practices can lead to misunderstandings. Trustworthy, reliable, untrustworthy. The unreliable website was deemed untrustworthy, leading to its exclusion from credible references. Peer-reviewed journals are considered trustworthy sources of information in academic writing, unlike untrustworthy ones which are avoided. Virtue, goodness, vice. Plagiarism is considered a serious vice in academic circles. Vice can undermine the integrity of institutions and communities. Visible, noticeable, invisible. The effects of pollution are often invisible to the naked eye. Many forms of bias are invisible but deeply ingrained in society. Voluntary, optional, mandatory. Attendance at the safety training is mandatory for all employees. Failure to comply with mandatory regulations can result in penalties. Wisdom, insight, foolishness. Investing without proper research can lead to financial foolishness. Foolishness often leads to avoidable mistakes and regrets. Compulsory, required, voluntary. Participation in the extracurricular activities is entirely voluntary. Voluntary work often leads to personal and professional growth. Advanced, sophisticated, elementary. The course started with elementary principles before progressing to advanced topics. The class covered elementary techniques in the first semester. Exactly, precisely, approximately. The population of the city is approximately 1 million. Approximately half of the participants completed the survey. Best, finest, worst. The worst-case scenario involves significant financial losses. Poor planning can lead to the worst outcomes. Fortunate, lucky, unfortunate. It is unfortunate that the event had to be cancelled due to bad weather. Some students face unfortunate challenges that affect their academic performance. Frequent, regular, sporadic. Sporadic attendance can result in gaps in understanding the material. The sporadic power outages disrupted the study schedule. Admit, confess, deny. The company continues to deny any wrongdoing despite evidence to the contrary. Denying the problem will not make it go away. Valley, gorge, mountain. Climbing the mountain required careful preparation and physical endurance. The mountain range forms a natural barrier between the two regions. About, regarding, exactly, the measurements were exactly as predicted by the model. Exactly 10 students participated in the study. Accept, approve, decline. The committee decided to decline the funding request. She had to decline the job offer due to personal reasons. Repair, fix, damage. Improper handling of the equipment can easily damage sensitive components. Without regular maintenance, the machine will eventually suffer damage. Sunny, bright, cloudy. The cloudy skies made it difficult to conduct the astronomical observation. Despite the cloudy weather, the team continued their fieldwork. Argue, dispute, consent. The professor finally consented to an extension for the project deadline. Consent was obtained from all participants before the study began. Arrival, entrance, departure. The departure of the senior researcher left a significant gap in the team. His sudden departure from the project raised many questions. Alive, living, dead. The once thriving reef is now dead due to climate change. Dead cells were observed under the microscope after the treatment. Attack, assault, defense. The defense mechanism of the immune system is crucial for protecting the body from pathogens. The defense argued that the evidence was insufficient to prove guilt. Freeze, solidify, melt. The intense heat caused the ice to melt rapidly. Be sure to remove the food from the freezer to allow it to melt. Ally, partner, enemy. The once close friends became bitter enemies after the dispute. The general devised a strategy to outmaneuver his enemy. Occupied, engaged, vacant. The conference room is currently vacant and available for use. The vacant positions were quickly filled by the new graduates. Satisfaction, contentment, regret. She expressed deep regret over not applying for the scholarship. Regret is a natural part of making difficult decisions. Host, entertainer, visitor. The visitors were warmly welcomed by the local community. The cultural festival attracted numerous visitors from around the world. Heaven, paradise, hell. The extreme conditions in the war zone turned it into a living hell for residents. Efforts to improve living conditions can turn a hellish environment into a thriving community. Entrance, entry, exit. In case of an emergency, use the nearest exit to evacuate the building. The sign clearly indicated the location of the nearest exit. Costly, expensive, cheap. Buying cheap equipment can often lead to higher long-term costs. It is important to balance quality and cost, rather than simply opting for the cheapest option. Divorce separation, marry. Many couples choose to marry after understanding each other well. Deciding to marry involves careful consideration and mutual commitment. Constant, steady, changeable. The changeable weather made it difficult to plan the outdoor event. His mood was as changeable as the weather, making it hard to predict his reactions. Include, contain, exclude. The study aimed to exclude any irrelevant data to ensure accuracy. It is important not to exclude any significant factors from the analysis. Appear, emerge, disappear. The sun began to disappear behind the clouds as the storm approached. With the introduction of the new law, many illegal activities began to disappear. Huge, massive, tiny. The insect was so tiny that it was barely visible to the naked eye. Despite its tiny size, the microchip holds immense potential for technological advancements. Disapprove, reject, approve. The board decided to approve the new research grant. Gaining approval for the project can significantly enhance its credibility. Separate, divide, connect. technology has the power to connect people across the globe. Strong relationships help to connect individuals and create a sense of community. Deep, profound, shallow. The shallow waters are home to a variety of marine life. Researchers must avoid shallow analysis in order to provide thorough and accurate findings. Defeat, overcome, victory. The team celebrated their victory after a long and challenging competition. Achieving victory in academic pursuits often involves hard work and perseverance. Serious, grave, funny. The lecture on the importance of mental health included some funny anecdotes to lighten the mood. Maintaining a balance between serious and funny elements can make a presentation more engaging. Natural, organic, artificial. The artificial lighting in the lab was designed to simulate natural sunlight. Many people prefer natural ingredients over artificial additives in their food. Maximum, greatest, minimum. The minimum age for enrollment in the program is 18 years. The organization set a minimum requirement for participation in the study. Ancestor, forebear, descendant. She is a proud descendant of a renowned scholar who made significant contributions to science. The documentary traced the lineage of the royal family to its earliest descendants. Awake, conscious, asleep. The baby fell asleep within minutes of being rocked in the crib. After the exhausting trek, they were quickly asleep and recharging for the next day. Even, uniform, odd. The equation resulted in an odd number, which was unexpected. Statisticians often look for patterns in odd and even numbers. Interrupt, disrupt, continue. Despite the brief interruption, the meeting continued without any major disruptions. The work must continue despite the challenges faced along the way. Backward, regressive, progressive. The company's progressive policies on work-life balance were widely praised. Adopting progressive approaches can lead to sustainable development and innovation. Professional, expert, amateur. The amateur's enthusiasm was commendable, but he lacked the expertise of a seasoned professional. Participation in amateur competitions can provide valuable experience and exposure. Honest, truthful, dishonest. Dishonest practices in research can lead to severe consequences and damage reputations. Being dishonest can undermine trust and collaboration in academic environments. Rural, countryside, urban. The urban center is characterized by its high population density and advanced infrastructure. Urban development often comes with challenges such as congestion and pollution. Beautiful, attractive, ugly. The abandoned building stood in stark contrast to the otherwise beautiful surroundings, appearing quite ugly. Transforming an ugly space into a beautiful one requires creativity and effort. Private, confidential, public. The research findings were made public to encourage further investigation. Holding public meetings can enhance community engagement and transparency. Intelligent, smart, silly. Making silly mistakes can impact your overall academic performance. Silly assumptions can lead to inaccurate conclusions in research. Early, prompt, late. Submitting assignments late can result in penalties. Late arrivals can disrupt the flow of a lecture and distract other students. Rise, increase, sink. The company's stock prices began to sink after the scandal was revealed. Neglecting maintenance can cause infrastructure to sink and become unsafe. Bent, curved, straight. Drawing a straight line is crucial for accurate graphical representations. A straight path is often more efficient than a winding one. Fail, flop, succeed. Persistent effort and dedication are essential to succeed in academic pursuits. Collaborative projects are more likely to succeed with clear communication and teamwork. Horizontal, flat, vertical. The vertical columns provided structural support to the building. Understanding the difference between horizontal and vertical lines is fundamental in geometry. Calm, peaceful, chaotic. the chaotic environment in the market made it hard to concentrate. The chaotic traffic conditions caused delays and frustration among commuters. A beast brute, skinny, the diet program helped him transform from skinny to a more muscular physique. Despite being skinny, he possessed great strength and endurance. Moderate balanced, extreme weather conditions pose significant challenges to disaster management. Finding a balance between work and leisure is better than extreme work schedules. Blame accuse, praise. The committee praised the team for their outstanding performance. The research paper received praise for its innovative approach and thorough analysis. Quiet silent, loud, the loud noise from the construction site disrupted the class. Loud discussions can be engaging but may disturb others in shared spaces. Fiction fantasy, reality, understanding the harsh reality of climate change is crucial for developing effective policies. Bridging the gap between fiction and reality often requires evidence-based research. Strange odd, normal, the findings were considered normal, aligning with previous studies. Adhering to normal scientific procedures ensures reliable and reproducible results. Bless endow, curse, ignoring the guidelines can curse the project with unforeseen complications. Mistakes made early on can curse the entire research process with delays and setbacks. Destruction ruin, construction, the construction of new facilities will begin next year. Proper planning is essential for the successful construction of any structure. Wise prudent, foolish, it is foolish to ignore safety precautions when conducting experiments. Foolish behavior can lead to accidents and setbacks in the laboratory. Bold daring, timid responses during interviews can reflect a lack of confidence. Overcoming a timid attitude is important for effective leadership and communication. Careful cautious, careless mistakes in your calculations can lead to inaccurate results. Being careless with data entry can compromise the entire research study. Native local, foreigner, the foreigner found it challenging to adapt to the new cultural environment. His experience as a foreigner provided unique perspectives to the study. Found discovered, lost, the research paper was lost in the archives and took weeks to find. Important documents should be stored securely to avoid getting lost. Everything all, nothing, despite their efforts, they found nothing of significance in the data. Nothing in the report indicated any errors in the methodology. Mature adult, immature, his immature behavior during the discussion was not well received. Immature handling of the situation led to unnecessary conflicts. Hopeful optimistic, desperate, the team was desperate to find a solution before the deadline. Despite the challenges, they never felt desperate enough to give up. Clear evident, vague, the instructions were too vague to be of any use. The professor's vague comments left the students confused about the assignment. Upstairs above, downstairs, the main office is located downstairs, right next to the entrance. Moving downstairs, they found the library to be quieter and more spacious. Clockwise rightward, anti-clockwise, turning the knob anti-clockwise will release the pressure. The dancer spun anti-clockwise, adding an element of surprise to the performance. Promising hopeful, unfavorable, the unfavorable weather conditions forced the cancellation of the field trip. His application was rejected due to unfavorable evaluations from the committee. Harvest, gather, plant, the farmers worked hard to plant crops before the rainy season. The project aims to plant over 1 million trees in the next decade. Close, near, remote, the research site was in a remote area, requiring extensive travel to access. The remote location of the facility posed logistical challenges for the team. Lend, loan, borrow, students often borrow books from the library to support their studies. It is important to return borrowed materials on time to maintain good relationships. Cowardly, fearful, brave. It was brave of him to present his controversial research findings at the conference. Taking brave steps in innovation often leads to breakthroughs and success. Combine, unite, separate. It is essential to separate recyclables from regular waste. Due to conflicting schedules, the team decided to separate into smaller groups. Boring, dull, exciting. The new course curriculum is designed to be both informative and exciting. Visiting new places and trying different foods make travel very exciting. Comfort, ease, hardship. The students face significant hardship while conducting field research in remote areas. Overcoming hardship builds resilience and character. Enjoy, like, hate. Many students hate the stress of exams, but they understand its importance. Some people hate public speaking, despite its value in professional development. Common, ordinary, unique. Her unique approach to solving the problem set her apart from her peers. The artist's unique style was praised by critics and fans alike. Public, open, private. The company held a private meeting to discuss the confidential merger. Private conversations can often lead to more honest and open dialogue. Compulsory, required, optional. The university made attendance at the seminar optional for all students. While the main course is compulsory, electives are optional. Conceal, hide, reveal. The study aimed to reveal previously unknown aspects of the subject. Researchers must reveal their sources to maintain credibility. Same, identical, different. Different methods yielded varied results in the experiment. Having different perspectives enriches the research process. Selfish, self-centered, generous. The generous donation helped fund the entire research project. Generous acts can inspire others to follow suit. Crooked, bent, straight. Straight lines are essential in architectural drawings for accuracy. Straight roads can reduce travel time and fuel consumption. Strength, power, weakness. Identifying one's weaknesses is crucial for personal and professional development. Weaknesses in the argument were quickly identified by the peer reviewers. Sunny, bright, rainy. The field trip was postponed due to the rainy weather forecast. She enjoyed the cozy, rainy afternoons spent reading by the window. Talkative, chatty, reserved. The reserved student preferred to listen rather than speak in group discussions. Reserved people often have insightful contributions when they do speak up. Delicious, tasty, awful. The food at the canteen was so awful that many students chose to bring their lunch. The awful weather conditions forced the cancellation of the outdoor event. Apart, separated, together. The team worked better when they collaborated together on the project. The pieces of the puzzle came together to form a complete picture. Comedy, humor, tragedy. The tragedy of the situation was deeply felt by the entire community. Many classic plays blend elements of comedy and tragedy to tell their stories. Definite, clear, indefinite. The research grant was approved for an indefinite period. Indefinite leave can create challenges in managing project deadlines. Apathy, indifference, demand. The rising demand for online courses has prompted universities to expand their digital offerings. Supply and demand dynamics greatly influence market prices. Vertical, upright, horizontal. The horizontal alignment of the solar panels optimized energy capture. The designer used horizontal stripes to create a modern look for the room. Hope, optimism, despair. She felt despair when her research findings were disproved by a competitor. Overcoming despair requires resilience and a positive outlook. Upwards, ascending, downwards. the stock prices began to trend downwards after the announcement. The spacecraft safely descended downwards through the atmosphere. Annoy, irritate, satisfy, the solution to the problem satisfied all the stakeholders involved. A well-written essay should satisfy the requirements of the assignment. Tidy, neat, messy, the laboratory was left in a messy state after the experiment. The kitchen was messy after the cooking session, requiring thorough cleaning. Dry, parched, moist, the soil needs to remain moist for the seeds to germinate properly. Moist air can make it difficult for some people to breathe. Empty, vacant, full, the lecture hall was full by the time the guest speaker arrived. The full moon illuminated the night sky beautifully. Export, ship, import, the country had to import essential goods due to shortages. The company decided to import raw materials to meet production demands. Interior, inner, exterior, the exterior of the building was designed to be both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Regular maintenance of the exterior can prevent costly repairs in the future. Domestic, local, foreign investments can boost the economy of developing countries. Learning foreign languages can open up new opportunities for students. Famous, renowned, infamous, the infamous scandal tarnished the politician's reputation. His infamous actions led to his expulsion from the community. Feeble, weak, strong leadership is crucial for the success of any organization. The team displayed a strong sense of determination and unity. Guest, visitor, host, the host ensured that all the guests were comfortable and well taken care of. Being a gracious host requires attention to detail and hospitality. Giant, huge, tiny, the tiny insect was difficult to spot among the leaves. The tiny island was a hidden gem in the vast ocean. Smooth, sleek, rough, the rough texture of the fabric made it uncomfortable to wear. The rough surface of the wall needed to be sanded down before painting. Grant, allow, decline, the board decided to decline the application due to budget constraints. Declining the offer was a difficult decision, but it was necessary. Shrink, contract, grow, the company plans to grow its operations in international markets. Investing in education can help a nation grow its intellectual capital. Similar, alike, dissimilar, the findings were dissimilar to the previous research results. Despite their dissimilar backgrounds, they found common ground in their research. Loyal, faithful, disloyal actions can undermine the trust within a team. Disloyalty to your principles can lead to regret later on. Majority, bulk, minority, the minority opinion was carefully considered in the final decision. Ensuring minority voices are heard is crucial for a balanced discussion. Permanent, lasting, temporary, the temporary solution worked well for the short term. Temporary measures were put in place until a permanent fix could be found. Regular, routine, irregular attendance can negatively impact your learning experience. Irregular patterns in the data suggested an anomaly. Virtue, goodness, evil, it is essential to combat evil with wisdom and compassion. The novel explores the conflict between good and evil. Voluntary, optional, compulsory, attendance at the training session is compulsory for all new employees. Compulsory education is required in many countries. Wisdom, insight, ignorance of the law is not an acceptable excuse for breaking it. The project failed due to ignorance of key research methodologies. Beyond, outside, within, the solution was found within the existing framework. The answer lies within the scope of the study. Ascent, rise, descent, the descent from the mountain was more challenging than the ascent. The rapid descent of the stock prices caused panic among investors. Benefit, advantage, detriment. The new policy turned out to be a detriment to small businesses. Prolonged use of the medication has more detriments than benefits. Significant, important, insignificant. The changes made to the plan were insignificant and did not affect the overall outcome. The discrepancy was deemed insignificant by the review committee. Cohesive, united, fragmented. The team struggled to meet deadlines due to fragmented communication. Fragmented efforts led to inconsistent progress in the project. Precise, exact, vague. Vague instructions led to confusion among the participants. Vague language in the report made it difficult to interpret the findings. Objective, impartial, subjective. His conclusions were subjective and influenced by personal biases. Subjective opinions can sometimes overshadow objective facts. Enhance, improve, diminish. Lack of sleep can diminish cognitive abilities. Dim lighting can diminish the quality of photographs. Approve, accept, disapprove. The committee decided to disapprove the proposed changes. Parents often disapprove of their children's risky behaviors. Retain, keep, release. The company decided to release the new product ahead of schedule. The prisoner was released after serving his sentence. Promote, encourage, hinder. Bureaucratic obstacles can hinder the progress of scientific research. Excessive regulations can hinder innovation. Effective, efficient, ineffective. The new policy was deemed ineffective in addressing the issues. The training program was found to be ineffective in improving employee performance. Mitigate, alleviate, exacerbate. Neglecting regular maintenance can exacerbate the problem. Unaddressed issues tend to exacerbate over time. Improve, enhance, worsen. Skipping meals can worsen health conditions. Ignoring the symptoms will only worsen the illness. Quantitative, measurable, qualitative. Qualitative research provides in-depth understanding of human behavior. Qualitative assessments often complement quantitative results. Hypothesis, theory, conclusion. The conclusion of the study confirmed the initial hypothesis. The research project led to an unexpected but significant conclusion. Explicit, clear, implicit. The implicit meaning of the text required careful analysis. The implicit bias in the study was not immediately apparent. Abstract, conceptual, concrete. The concrete evidence presented in the study was compelling. Concrete examples help clarify complex theories. Comprehensive, thorough, narrow. The study had to narrow its focus due to time constraints. A narrow approach may miss broader implications. Empirical, experimental, theoretical. Theoretical frameworks provide a basis for empirical research. The study was purely theoretical, lacking empirical data. Objective, neutral, biased. The report was criticized for its biased presentation of the data. The findings appeared biased and lacked impartiality. Predictable, expected, unpredictable. The weather in the region is highly unpredictable, making fieldwork challenging. Unpredictable events can disrupt research timelines. Linear, straight, nonlinear. Nonlinear dynamics can add complexity to the study of natural phenomena. Understanding nonlinear patterns is crucial in complex systems analysis. Expand, extend, contract. The company had to contract its workforce due to budget cuts. Contracting resources can hinder project progress. Innovative, creative, conventional. Relying solely on conventional methods can hinder innovation and growth. Conventional wisdom suggests caution in times of uncertainty. Immediate, instant, delayed. The response to the emergency was delayed due to communication issues. Delayed project timelines often result in increased costs. Prosperity, wealth, adversity. Overcoming adversity often strengthens character and resilience. Adversity can reveal hidden strengths and foster growth. Sustainable, eco-friendly, unsustainable. Unsustainable practices can lead to environmental degradation. Unsustainable growth can result in long-term economic instability. Allow, permit, forbid. The new regulations forbid the use of certain chemicals in laboratory experiments. Forbidding specific activities can ensure safety and compliance. Confirm, verify, deny. The spokesperson chose to deny any involvement in the incident. Denying the facts will not alter the reality of the situation. Present, available, absent. Key members were absent from the meeting, causing delays in decision-making. Her absence from the seminar was noted by the organizers. Available, accessible, unavailable. The required textbooks were temporarily unavailable due to high demand. Unavailable services can hinder student progress. Likely, probable, unlikely. Given the current trends, it is unlikely that the project will be completed on time. It is unlikely that all variables were accounted for in the initial analysis. Gain, acquire, lose. The company stands to lose a significant market share if it does not innovate. Participants were concerned about losing access to essential resources. Allow, permit, prohibit. The new policy prohibits the use of plastic bags within the campus. Prohibiting certain activities can enhance safety and security. Increase, boost, reduce. The organization plans to reduce its carbon footprint by 50%. The program aims to reduce water consumption through efficient technologies. Confirm, validate, refute. The study aims to refute the previous theories on climate change impacts. The hypothesis was refuted by the new experimental data. Alleviate, lessen, aggravate. Ignoring the symptoms can aggravate the patient's condition. Stressful environments can aggravate health issues. Ascend, rise, descend. The pilot began to descend the aircraft smoothly towards the runway. The hot air balloon began to descend as the air cooled. Assert, declare, deny. The witness continued to deny any involvement in the incident. He chose to deny the accusations despite clear evidence. Augment, increase, diminish. The harsh criticism did not diminish his enthusiasm for the project. Financial difficulties can diminish the ability to fund new research. Autonomous, independent, dependent. The organization is heavily dependent on external funding. Small businesses often remain dependent on loans to sustain operations. Benevolent, kind, malevolent. The investigation revealed a malevolent scheme to defraud investors. The malevolent motives behind the plot were eventually exposed. Comprehensive, complete, incomplete. The report was deemed incomplete due to missing critical data. The investigation remained incomplete pending further evidence. Corroborate, confirm, contradict. The new evidence seemed to contradict the initial findings. The study's results contradict previous research in the field. Credible, reliable, implausible. The claim was dismissed as implausible due to lack of substantial evidence. The theory was deemed implausible and lacked empirical support. Deficit, shortfall, surplus. The budget surplus allowed the university to fund new research projects. A surplus in the budget can provide opportunities for expansion. Diligent, hardworking, negligent. Negligent behavior can result in severe penalties and legal consequences. Negligence in maintaining records can lead to administrative issues. Illicit, extract, suppress. The government attempted to suppress any information that could cause public panic. The management decided to suppress the findings until further review. Exacerbate, worsen, alleviate. Effective treatment can alleviate symptoms and improve quality of life. Proper planning can alleviate potential risks and challenges. Exonerate, clear, incriminate. The evidence was sufficient to incriminate the suspect. The whistleblower's testimony helped to incriminate the corrupt officials. Intermittent, sporadic, continuous. Continuous assessment helps track students' progress effectively. Continuous efforts are required to maintain the quality of the program. Mitigate, alleviate, intensify. Ignoring the symptoms can intensify the illness. Unaddressed issues tend to intensify over time. Obsolete, outdated, modern. Modern technology has revolutionized the way we conduct research. Modern teaching methods often include the use of digital tools. Prevalent, common, rare. Rare species need special attention and conservation efforts. Rare opportunities should be seized with careful consideration. Proficient, skilled, inept. The intern was initially inept at handling complex tasks. Inept management can lead to organizational failure. Prosperity, wealth, hardship. The community faced significant hardship during the economic downturn. Overcoming hardship requires determination and support. Prudent, wise, reckless. Reckless driving can lead to serious accidents. Taking reckless risks without proper planning can be disastrous. Reluctant, hesitant, willing. She was willing to take on additional responsibilities. Being willing to learn new skills is essential for career growth. Robust, strong, weak. The weak foundation of the building posed serious risks. The patient's condition was still weak after the surgery. Sparse, scant, abundant. The forest was lush and abundant with wildlife. The library has an abundant collection of rare books. Static, still, dynamic. The dynamic nature of the market requires constant adaptation. The team developed a dynamic plan to address the changing needs of the project. Substantial, significant, minor. The changes made to the plan were minor and did not affect the overall outcome. The discrepancy was deemed minor by the review committee. Succinct, brief, verbose. The verbose explanation made the lecture difficult to follow. A verbose report can obscure the main findings with too much information. Tentative, provisional, definite. The committee scheduled a definite date for the conference. Having definite goals ensures clarity and direction. Tranquil, peaceful, chaotic. The chaotic environment made it difficult to concentrate. A chaotic schedule can lead to missed deadlines and stress. Uniform, consistent, varied. The varied interests of the students required a diverse curriculum. Implementing varied methods can enrich the research process. Versatile, adaptable, limited. The equipment was limited in its functionality. Limited resources required creative problem solving. Viable, feasible, unfeasible. The proposed plan was deemed unfeasible due to financial constraints. Unfeasible ideas need to be re-evaluated for practical application. Vindicate, justify, condemn. The unethical practices were condemned by the scientific community. Condemning harmful actions is necessary to uphold ethical standards. Volatile, unstable, stable. The company's stable growth attracted many investors. Maintaining a stable workflow helps ensure consistent quality. Zealous, passionate, apathetic. Apathy towards important issues can lead to missed opportunities. Overcoming apathy is essential for driving meaningful change.